To Westbrook. Has a chance. Shot by Westbrook won't go.
You know, Ed, everybody gives so much credit to the guy who contested the shot, but there's no way he's in that position without the communication of the backbone of the defense. When you have a guy back there who can block shots and tells you to apply more pressure, you know you're in a safe place.
Russell Westbrook rocking the rim.
I know there's that old saying that says one man can't beat five, but we're watching one man carry four other players. His back has to be hurting. Another big-time finish.
Patrick Beverley. He's 5 for 10, shooting 50%.
No doubt about where that one was headed.
Thunder with the basketball. Slam dunk, Russell Westbrook. At this point, if it continues, it just may be good night, Irene.
And ooh, I like that Irene line.
There you go, Jay.
And sometimes as a player on the defensive end, Ed, you need to draw a line in the sand. You have to find a way to change the narrative because right now the constant theme has been too many easy buckets.
Jay, don't deny it. You're an old soul at heart.
Yeah, I still don't know who Irene is.
Me neither. Beverley into the front court. His guys down big. Terrific vision. Paul George snatching it out of the air.
Blocking so many shots only gives your perimeter that much more confidence to really apply more pressure.
Beverley into the front court. He'll run the offense. Short jumper stays out. He's fouled. Very close, Jay. The results, he's going to the line.
Look, I get it. Being down sucks. But you can't just start haphazardly playing defense and committing silly fouls. Play this game with purpose.
Goes 2 for 2 at the line. It's the Clippers with the possession now. Beverley. Slam dunk.
If you didn't dunk that, then we would have to talk about it.
Number 21, Patrick
to Westbrook. Yes, and the foul. And a chance at 3 coming up.
The offense has very little to lose on those type of plays if they know they can, number 1, create contact, and number 2, still get the ball up. You need to assert yourself fully on the defensive end by initiating the contact and not allowing the offensive player to get that ball above his waist.
Oh, he can't connect. Beverley into the front court. Down a bundle. Yes, and a foul. He'll have a chance at a 3-point play.
He should get some kind of acting award. That's a great sell by the offensive player. But guess what? The refs bit, and that's the game.
Patrick Beverley trying to cash in on a 3-point play. For his career, 76% from the line. Free throw up and good. It's a 3-point play, but a rare spot as they continue to trail big. Jumper's good.
Sometimes when the players find that flow, nobody else needs to touch the ball. He's in the zone by himself.
Beverley into the front court. Looking to make something happen. And the rebound comes down to the Thunder. Westbrook into the front court. His guys holding the big lead. Takes it coast to coast, and the strong finish at the rim.
You know, it reminds me out of a story a legendary coach once told me. He said, if you ever get in a fight, you're not going to hit somebody with an open hand, correct? You'll probably break a finger. But if you hit somebody with a fist, what is that? That's 5 fingers working collectively together as one. That's how you deliver a knockout punch, and that's what we're seeing tonight.
Westbrook. That's off the side of the rim, short.
Great contest by the D, but I want to see the coaching staff call the same exact play the next possession. Get that offensive player the ball. Let him prove that it wasn't the D. It was more in his own head.
Just inside the arc. At at the buzzer. Shot at the buzzer's good. Not the greatest show of sportsmanship. An already contentious battle has now come to a close.
Jalen Rose here, and I've got your EA Sports post-game wrap-up. The Thunder came away with the victory in this one. They were very opportunistic on defense, and it earned them a bunch of steals. Those first turnovers made all of the difference. The Clippers put up a fight, but didn't get their hands raised at the end. I'm sure they can't help but feel frustrated with the result, but they can't let that feeling linger. Sooner than later, they need to start thinking about the next matchup. The Clippers got their point scoring from these guys on screen.
Game trap. Steals. Player of the game.
Here we go with the top 3 plays.
Number 2. Number 1.
Check out the upcoming games for the Oklahoma City Thunder. That does it for us. On behalf of the rest of the crew, good night.
We got this. Let's go.
Kemba Walker, guarded by Raymond Felton. A drive to the basket, but the shot rattles around and out.
It's easy for the offense to get agitated when you keep turning around and the defense is right there in your face. The jarring is only going to escalate.
Across the timeline, it's Walker. The deficit now up to 5. Nice pass to get things going.
There's something to be said about a guy that can make the game easier for everybody else on the court. We call that dropping dimes, very similar to the way I'm dropping nuggets on this broadcast.
George, well, the hot shooting night continues. That's his 6th three-pointer of this game.
And you got to give him a lot of love. He's been knocking down shot after shot. But what is the defense thinking? Do you want to play in this game? It's probably time you start buckling down.
Finishing inside the paint on that one.
And here's a next-level comment for you. K-Walk is one of the rare guys in the league today that blurs the lines between the streets and the league.
Strong finish for Paul George.
And last year, it seemed like PG really had a difficult time finding that next-level elite PG. No doubt about it, this year, he needs to be playoff P all day, every day.
And the rebound comes down to the Thunder. George add another one to his total. That's now 7 threes for the ball game.
And the ball is finding him wherever he goes on the court. Man, that boy, he the best.
Charlotte with the basketball. To Miles Bridges. And that's rebounded by the Thunder. To Paul George. From long range, he's not shy about shooting it from out there, but he misses this time.
Shooters shoot, period. I don't want to hear any excuses. That's why you're on the floor. You keep doing what you're doing with that superior confidence.
Here comes the screen. The drive, right to the basket, right down Broadway for the 2. Defender has to pick him up.
No doubt about where that one was headed.
Yes, and the foul, and a chance at 3 coming up.
Ed, you ever bail out of something at the last second? That's what I saw right there from the defender. We call that no man's land. They weren't really committed to getting out of the way, committing a hard foul, or taking the brunt of the contact.
Paul George at the line for a chance at a 3-point play, shooting 80% in this contest. Free throw is good. It's a 3-point play, and that just might put this game out of reach. Into the front court, it's Walker. Looking to make something happen. Ah, the monster stuff.
And when you get your prescription, you take your medicine and you call it a day.
Oklahoma City's got it. Stuffs it down with authority.
I know there's that old saying that says one man can't beat 5, but we're watching one man carry 4 other players. His back has to be hurting. Another big-time finish.
And scores.
When the ball's in his hands, we all knew what was going to happen.
Now here's an intentional foul. So free throws coming up in what is an 8-point ball game. Paul George, a couple of free throws on the way. He's been steady, 83% at the line. And hits the first free throw. Goes 2 for 2. Walker into the front court. His guys trail by 10. Baseline drive, the shot won't fall.
That's superb defense. That's a defense getting there from the weak side early and making the player short on the shot.
To Westbrook. Here's a chance from long range. Not that time. And a putback slam.
Not really known for attacking the glass, but I like that hustle. We need to see more of that.
Knocked loose. Thunder have it. It's Westbrook. Knocks it down from mid-range. Long heave from 3/4 court. Good victory here for the Thunder. as they win this one handily. That does it. For my partner, Jay Williams, and our entire crew, I'm Ed Cohen. This has been a presentation of the NBA on EA Sports. For more, log on to easports.com. As we say, so long, everyone.
Here we go with the EA Sports post-game wrap-up. The Thunder almost let this one get away from them, but they managed to get the victory. The scoring display they put on is going to be hard to forget. It's hard to imagine anyone doesn't come on behalf of Ed Cohen and Jay Williams. This is Jalen Rose signing off.
The Thunder have it to start the fourth quarter, and I think the best way to describe where they stand right now is they're down, but they're not out.
It's a game we used to play in the league all the time. It's called a series of stops. That means get 3 stops in a row. Each game is a game within the game. You get 3 stops in a row, and then another 3 stops in a row, you're right back in this ballgame.
Beal picked up by Robertson. Knocked loose. Here comes the screen. Beal. Missed a wide open look. George. Can't connect. It's no good. To Beal. And the rebound taken in by Adams. To Paul George. To Westbrook. Going to launch beyond the arc. Big Russ. Big shot. Hits the 3.
And he is just turning up here in the second half. In the first, he didn't seem that engaged. Now, he seems hungry.
Turns and slams it down.
I see the easy dunk, but what I don't see is energy. Scream, do something. Get yourself emotionally involved in the game.
Russell Westbrook up against John Wall. George shakes free and hits. Jay, when you break down Paul George, where is he at his best?
He needs to be engaged. He needs to have the ball in his hands. He needs to be needed. And that's the biggest thing for Paul George. When he's the guy offensively, he makes those clutch shots. It re-engages him defensively. And that drives him to be the best version of Paul George there is.
Good for 3.
And in today's game, you have to make shots like that. Nice work draining it from deep.
Cruises inside for 2.
Did you see the way that dribble freed him up? It created so much space. I did, but the defender didn't.
Deep left corner. George. That's off the side of the rim, no good.
And big-time coaching strategy by the staff right there, utilizing their bench, keeping fresh legs on that shooter consistently throughout the course of the...
Won't go down. George, well, the hot shooting night continues. That's his 6th three-pointer of this game.
And you got to give him a lot of love. He's been knocking down shot after shot. But what is the defense thinking? Do you want to play in this game? It's probably time you start buckling down.
Off the assist.
This type of game needs to be celebrated. This is the type of culture that is fostered when you play with unselfish players. When you give up a little bit of yourself and you make your teammate look great, that's the difference between winning and losing. So when you see these guys smiling, when you see them giving each other high fives, that's because of the energy that was created from the pass. Pass is one of the most brilliant things we have in this game.
And he's fouled. A couple of free throws coming up, Jay.
No, no, no. I'll tell you. The team that makes the little mistakes, like committing unnecessary reach-in fouls like that, will be the team that ends up with the L.
No good on the second. It's a 1-of-2 trip. Here's Schroeder with it. His guys down 3. To Adams. George. Add another one to his total. That's now 7 threes for the ball game.
And the ball is finding him wherever he goes on the court. Man, that boy, he the best.
Wall picked up by Patrick Patterson. From the outside, no good. To the rim. Schroeder. Short jumper won't fall. Wall with it up top. Our score all got a piece of it.
Jumping out the gym right now, Ed.
Great anticipation. From long range. And the rebound taken in by George. It's PG for 2. Knocks it down off the step back.
And there's nothing more mentally intimidating for your opponent than when your own teammates are unselfish and make sure that you get the ball because they want you to drop 70 on them, maybe like Devin Booker did last year.
Finishing inside the paint on that one.
That might have been a little bit easier than expected there, considering the score.
George lets it fly. And the slam.
The defender needs to do a better job of forcing a pickup there.
The Thunder have the possession. George here against Morris. Strong finish for Paul George.
And last year, it seemed like PG really had a difficult time finding that next-level elite PG. No doubt about it. This year, he needs to be playoff P all day, every day.
And the finish, slam dunk.
Look at that, calm under pressure. You see a lot of guys rush those. Nice extra move there.
A big finish at the rim.
We call that get your money and put it in the bank.
Into the front court comes Wall. All tied up. Just under.
Oh! Out there looking like the Kembe Mutombo.
Took it right to him, and the defender was ready. Lets it fly from beyond the arc. Buries it on the catch and shoot.
And the three-point shot of the offense applies so much pressure on the defense, you can no longer build your teams inside out. The new way, you build your team outside in.
And stuffs it home. Now a whistle. And we're going to get a timeout from OKC as they'll talk things over in a one-point basketball game.
The difference is going to be the best player on the court. He's a guy that you have to trust in. He has to get the ball. And sometimes as a coach, you need to let go and let your best players do what they do.
Time to shuffle things up. It's Westbrook. Knocks down a tough shot. That was smothering defense.
When the ball is in his hands, we all knew what was going to happen.
Knocked loose. OKC ball. Russell Westbrook defended by Wall. Trying to cash in. Gets a look. Can't hit.
I just love where this takes you into the psychological battle as a player offensively. Was that a great contest, or did you just miss the shot? But now you have me thinking about that the entire next possession.
Westbrook across the timeline. Up by 3. Here comes the screen. Drove the lane and finished strong at the hoop on that one. You can try and body him up, but he'll still run right through you.
It's the way he attacks that makes him so dangerous. He chips off a piece of your body one possession at a time. First it's your arm, then it's your leg, and then inevitably it's your soul.
Add 2 points to the board. What do you see in John Wall's game, Jay, that sets him apart?
That he could probably finish with his left hand better than he could finish with his right. I remember watching him in high school. He was jumping off his right foot and dunking the ball lefty as if it was that easy. He can do it with both hands, which makes him way more efficient around the rim.
Wall picked up by Westbrook. Thunder with the basketball. Russell Westbrook rocking the rim.
You used to hear all these coaches talk about, we need players to run the floor. No, I don't need you to run the floor. I need you to run the floor with purpose. Those are two different things. When you run the floor in attack mode, that's when plays like this occur.
Alex Abrines swats it.
That's why a rim protector is a necessity in this game.
Oh, emphatic slam.
I know there's that old saying that says one man can't beat 5, but we're watching one man carry 4 other players. His back has to be hurting. Another big-time finish.
The rebound belongs to Oklahoma City. Trevor Ariza with the block.
Sent a message on that one, Ed.
for three. He has certainly been on target from downtown. He's 4 of 5 from three-point range.
Let me tell you why. He's been receiving his passes on time and on target. Give the passer some credit in this scenario as well.
It's Westbrook. Shot won't go. Beal. Great look and vision. Give him 2 points. High percentage.
But most importantly, you have to keep the ball moving. Maybe run some floppy sets, some horn sets. Raise those bigs up, which open up the lane, and let them be the passers to make plays easier for the guards.
Short jumper won't go down. To Beal. Yes, tough shot. It's got to go up to go in.
If you're coaching against this player, you have to throw some fake traps, some fake schemes. How are you making this player think instead of just naturally reacting?
Whistle stops play. Timeout for Washington. That's their first. Leaves them with 1 remaining the rest of the way.
I think everyone in this building knows it's going to come down to the last 2 minutes. This game is going to be won with who decides to really show up on the defensive end of the ball.
Some lineup changes now for both clubs.
That's me. I got ball. I got him.
Beal picked up by Schroeder. Steven Adams snatching it out of the air.
Just incredible timing on that swat.
George against the 5-time All-Star. Fires the three. That right there, Jay, his 8th three of the game. He is putting on a show.
He's defying physics with that jumper. He's not even holding his foul through.
Beal. It's no good. Shots not going down. Westbrook with it. Lead stands at 7. Big finish. Full head of steam that time.
It's easy to become mesmerized when you watch a player who can create off the dribble. We call that dancing. When you allow a player to dance with that much space, that's Prob City.
The crossover gets inside and the slam dunk.
Here's lesson number 1. When you allow a player like that the freedom of space to dance with the ball, there's no telling what kind of break dance move they might hit you with.
It's Washington with the basketball to Wall. Here's a chance from long range, and Bradley Beal, all muscle memory, puts it to good use there.
It's easy to get lost in the chaos of the game down the stretch, but great awareness by the shooter to get those toes right behind the three-point line.
Into the front court, it's Wall. His club staring up at an 8-point deficit. He wants it at the rim and scores.
No doubt about where that one was headed.
Stuffs it down with authority.
This may sound cheesy, but sometimes you just need to sit back, get a tub of popcorn, and just enjoy the show, because that's what you're watching right now.
Wall into the front court. Margins 8. Fires the three. Wall against Adams. To Westbrook. Stuffs it down with authority.
These are missed opportunities. When a guy puts his head down, the help defender closest to the ball, you need to get your hand and scrape inside there. If he has his head down, he can't see you coming from the blind side.
Cleans it up. Offensive board. Missed it. How'd that not go down? And he's fouled. Very close, Jay. Free throws coming up.
Great job, Ed, by the shooter to create contact after the jump. That's how you get to the free throw line.
First free throw is good. Good free throw shooting. Knocks down a pair. ball across the timeline. The deficit now up to 12. The monster stuff. He's been a one-man show, but, Jay, they're still down in this one.
He's their lone bright star, their only star tonight. Some other of the supporting cast members really need to step up.
Tough-looking shot there. Still gets it to go down.
This type of game needs to be celebrated. This is the type of culture that is fostered when you play with unselfish players. When you give up a little bit of yourself and you make your teammate look great, that's the difference between winning and losing. So when you see these guys smiling, when you see them giving each other high fives, that's because of the energy that was created from the pass. Pass is one of the most brilliant things we have in this game.
The EA Sports post-game wrap-up. The Thunder got the win in a close game. And of course, I've got to mention how many times they scored from beyond the arc. They were so confident with the three ball, and it was instrumental to their success. Check out the leading scores for the Oklahoma City Thunder. The Wizards just couldn't close this one out. They shot exceptionally well from beyond the arc, but even that long-range efficiency wasn't enough for them to get the win. Here are the guys who put up the most points for the Washington Wizards.
Game track. Three-point shooting.
Each of these teams were solid with their long-range shooting. So by extension, they were pretty poor with their perimeter defense. Closing out on shooters must always happen, whether you're tired or not.
Player of the game.
Paul George was happy to throw down plenty of dunks. And if the defense happened to be there, he brought them along for the ride. Here we go with the top plays.
Number 2. Number 1.
Here's a look at what's coming up for the Washington Wizards. See y'all next time. Jalen Rose signing out.